Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is CarChanneledTarot. Welcome if you're new here. All right, we're going to do a pick a card reading. Okay, so if you're new here, I'm just going to show you the options. You'll choose one of the options and I will leave timestamps down below. Don't worry, I'm going to write them down, okay, right now as I go so you guys can have, the timestamps right away. Um, Let's see. This is going to be what people say about you when you leave the room. Okay, so if you're curious about that, it's kind of like what people say behind your back, but it's more of like when you're in the room and then you leave, somewhere. I don't know. But this is going to be what people say about you when you leave the room. Okay, all right, let's see. Pile number one is our Sharpie. Okay, this is pile number one. Also, if you have Aries in your chart, I just posted Aries, so go check that out if you want to watch the Aries reading. If you would like a personal, feel free to email me. They are $15, okay? And I give you as much information as I can. They're usually about 30 minutes long, okay? So it's not really like a quick reading. It's as much as I can give you. But yeah, all that information on how to get a personal is listed down below. All right, this is pile number one. All right, pile number two, birdhouse. This birdhouse. Super cute. A friend of mine. Whoa. Okay. A friend of mine made this. Not really a friend. I met her on one night, but an acquaintance. Cool girl. Artistic. Okay, this is pile number two. And pile number three is. Oh, you guys might recognize this. I don't know. I was a part of Miley World, okay, if you know Hannah Montana. I was a part of her fan club when I was a kid, so I used to get like stuff in the mail from her. But yeah, Miley World, okay. This is like super flimsy, more flimsy than a regular CD, but hey, I still have it. I used to think that shit was so cool. It was a Miley Cyrus fan club. Anyways, this is pile three. Okay, pile three. You guys see it? All right. Let's get started. Okay, pile number one at. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate it. It helps out my channel a lot. Okay, pile number one starts at 257. Okay. Hey, pile number one. This is what people say about you when you leave the room. Okay. Let's see. All right. I'm hearing shy. Okay. Pile number one, people say that you're shy, you're kind of mysterious, okay? They could also think that you have anxiety because you might leave the room a lot, okay, or something like that. You kind of just, I'm picturing someone who you'd be like, oh, I'll be right back, I'll be right back. And then you keep going to the bathroom to like hit your vape or something, okay? Or smoke or, just check yourself in the mirror. I don't know. I'm also hearing splash water on your face, so you could have anxiety. You don't have to, but people think that you have anxiety based off of the way you act. Okay, they could, be like, is she okay? Is he okay? People are concerned about you. Um, Also, pile number one, people say that you are very direct for as shy as you seem. Okay, so I'm also picturing someone with autism. Okay, you don't have to have autism, obviously, but there's a whole spectrum. So, you know, it could be anybody. It could be, to a certain extent, but people could notice how honest you are and straightforward. And you don't really like being around groups of people. Like I said, that could also be why you know, you don't stick around. You keep leaving the room. You keep leaving. People notice that. Let's see. Okay, people talk about how when you leave the room, people say how they don't they don't understand you. Okay, you could give off a vibe that's kind of mysterious, like I said. They also feel like you're judging them, so they kind of start judging you. Okay, picture someone saying, "Oh my God, I feel like that person. I feel like pile one's judging me." like, what's wrong with them? Why are they being like that? Why don't they talk? And they're judging you. It's like hypocritical. I don't know. Okay, so what else? Pile number one. What do people say when you leave the room? Also, pile number one, I feel like excuse me, I feel like because you come off so mysterious, it can make you like a lot more attractive, okay? The fact that people don't know who you are, what you're doing, what's your next move, it's giving Scorpio energy. You could have Scorpio in your chart, but yeah, people kind of become attracted to you because they want to know more. Also, people talk about how you're very fast moving at the same time, okay? Um, you're not going to stay stuck, okay? You don't like to be in, okay, you might have like ADHD or something. I'm not trying to diagnose anybody, but this is the energy I'm getting. Like I said, you could be someone who gets up out of a room and you keep leaving the room, you keep going to the bathroom, you keep doing something elsewhere, okay, in a certain setting. Um, So when you leave the room, people talk about like why you're getting up so much, like what's going on with you, and that you move fast, like oh there he or she goes again, they're leaving again. I don't know what they're doing. Okay, I just feel like people don't understand your reasonings for why you do certain things. Okay, pal number one, and they're just curious about you. Okay, um, let's see. Also, people talk about how you have a hard time making decisions. Okay, um, you could have air signs in your chart, but people talk about how say you're out to eat with friends or people, right? And you're at the restaurant and you can never fully make a solid decision. You're always stuck between two or three things on the menu, and people say you get up to go to the bathroom, and at the restaurant, people are like, damn, they can't ever make a choice. Like, the waitress has come back 5 times and they're still not ready. Okay, like people talk about that, okay, when it comes to you. Um, let's see. Yeah, people say that why am I picturing someone who is like hanging out with their friends and they're like, oh, my mom's calling me, my parents are calling me, I gotta go home. And in reality, you're going like to an ex's house or something, someone that you say you moved on from, but you really haven't. So you sneak out. People talk about how they know you sneak out to go see an ex lover, like you lie about it or something. Okay. Um, yeah, people talk about how you go to your past a lot or you think about the past a lot. Like you probably have a ex person who's very in and out of your life, okay, or you guys are on and off. People talk about that. Um, let's see. Also, people say how you don't accept criticism well. Okay, people could say, they could be saying all this behind your back or when you leave the room because, they don't want to upset you because they're confused by you. And if maybe you've like kind of snapped at people a time or two because of, what they've said about you. So people kind of just would rather talk behind the scenes, okay, about what's going on with you. And they talk about how you don't like being judged, okay, but here people are judging you. So, like I said, make it make sense. People are weird, okay, and that could be another reason why you stay to yourself or just want to stay to yourself, okay, because you don't really feel comfortable around certain environments. Yeah, you'd rather be to yourself. You'd rather do it by yourself, okay? Even with like work, you'd rather work for yourself if you could, or if you do work for yourself, you really enjoy that, okay? You don't want to work necessarily with a group of people. You could have Aquarius in your chart, okay? People also talk about how you might be living beyond your means, or people think you're living beyond your means, okay? Um, Also that you might hustle something on the side, okay? I don't know what that is. Okay, you take it how it resonates. You could sell drugs. You could, you know, oh, why am I hearing selling pussy? Okay, so, okay, pal one, I don't know. I'm not judging you, but I just heard that in my head. Okay, so maybe you have like an OnlyFans or you are a dancer or something like that. People talk about that when you leave the room. Okay. Yeah, there's something major about like you don't want to be judged. I feel like you have friends who judge you or you hang around people who judge you a lot, okay? And it kind of stresses you out internally, okay? It gives you anxiety. So maybe you need better friends, pal one, or whoever you're hanging around. You should try to make new friends or something. Also, I feel like your friends or whoever you hang around, they're actually really jealous of you. I'm not sure why. Maybe because they can't figure you out. Sometimes people are jealous of people because, they don't understand them. And so they try to like pick and, nitpick everything that they can see about you. And then they make a problem out of it. Okay. Also, people could say how you're kind of moody. They notice that your mood changes a lot. Changes a lot. Okay, yeah, you'd rather be at home, pal one. Okay, let's just be honest. Okay, anything else for pal one? What do people say about pal number one when they leave the room? Yeah, people are curious as fuck about you. They're like heavily thinking, like, you see this man? He's like looking at her on the board. Like people will know that you're still in the building or in the bathroom or something, but they'll still be like whispering about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no regard. Okay. People could also talk about how you're going through a lot. Okay, you could have just experienced a death in the family or a friend or something like that. Okay, or something ended for you. People talk about that. Could be a love situation. I'm also hearing maybe your parents got divorced, and people talk about like if you did lose someone, someone may have left you some sort of inheritance. Okay, um, when you leave the room, people could talk about how you are gonna receive an inheritance, or they talk about your money. Okay, you could be an older woman. Yeah, something about receiving some sort of major gift, financial gift. Okay, also, pile number one, people could talk about your family life. Okay, you could have a family that's very well known or wealthy or something, and people talk about that. People are just in your business. Okay, people could talk about how you like to date older men or women, like a lot older than you or something. Yeah, message of concern. People are just very concerned with who you are, what you're doing. Okay, and you would just rather be to yourself, and I understand why, because people are definitely, nosy about you. Okay. Also, I don't know why I'm getting this. People could talk about the types of like dresses you wear or what kind of clothes you wear. It could be something kind of different, something people haven't really seen before, or you just have your own sense of style. Like you want to be different. Don't be like everybody else. Okay. People could talk about your home. Okay, how you have an older home. Also, people could talk about how you like to possibly read a lot, or you're always like looking into the details of a certain situation. Um, I'm picturing like a Virgo energy. You could be kind of a hermit. Okay, again, people talk about your money. I don't know if you've told them about your money situations, pal number one, but yeah, people talk about your money for sure. Um, they could talk about how you went from rags to riches as well. Okay, so we're gonna go to pile two. Pile two is at 1420. All right, hey pal two. All right, please remember to like, share, subscribe. We're gonna see what people say about you when you leave the room. Okay. All right. Woo. Pile number two. What do people say about you when you leave the room? I want to use a different deck. Okay. Okay. All right. Pile two. People could talk about how you might be spiritual, or you might be kind of a witchy person. Okay, you like the otherworldly things in life. Okay, that might be something you're into. People talk about that. Okay, people talk about how you're very charming. Okay, you're fun to be around. I'm hearing showstopper. Okay, so you could have Leo placements in your chart. People notice you when you enter a building or I'm hearing a restaurant specifically. Maybe your coworkers are talking about you if you work in a restaurant, um, or wherever you work. People definitely are like, oh, there's Pal too. There's Pal too. There's Pal too. Okay, so what else do people say when you leave the room? Yeah, I'm hearing a higher up. Okay, so you could be like a boss or something, or you could be someone who likes to take charge of situations. People talk about how you might be kind of bossy, but you know what you're doing at the same time. Okay. Also, pile number two, people talk about they talk about your house. Like your home is like very luxurious or something. Okay, people like your house. People like your home, or they really like your family. Okay, I'm hearing community. So if people in your community know you very well, or at least your family, people talk about your family. Okay, and how nice your house is or something. They talk about your like what your family has done for the community, possibly. Okay, maybe you guys donate to charities a lot or something. You guys could be kind of well off financially. People also talk about how um, you could be like some sort of financial advisor, okay, or a doctor or a scientist of some sort, okay, or you just work in the medical field, okay. People could talk about that, how you're always at work or something. You don't really have time to be home, even though you have a nice home, okay. People always talk about how you could drive a lot, okay, Paul, too. Something about your car. People could talk about what kind of car you have. What maybe you're someone who invests a lot in your vehicle. Okay, you could fix cars. You could break them down, put them back together, upgrade them. You might be someone who does that type of stuff. Um, or you just are always like buying cars. I don't know why I'm getting that, but pile two, you might really enjoy cars. Okay. Um, yeah, that might be like a hobby of yours. Also, pal too, when you when you leave the room, people talk about how you're very funny. Okay, I feel like people don't normally expect you to be as funny as you are. Okay, maybe because you kind of stay to yourself, or you don't really have time to go out as much. But when you do go out, people definitely enjoy your time. Okay, or the energy, or the laughs you have to give. um, People also talk about how you always talk about your hometown or something from your past that was very, you know, something positive. It's something positive, but you talk about it a lot, okay? So something or someone from your past that you miss, or, something you grew up around. People talk about how you talk about something dealing with your childhood a lot, okay? Um, why am I hearing comedian? Okay, so again, people could think you're very funny, but at the same time, you might be a comedian. Paltu, you might joke about being in prison at some point. Okay, you joke about your traumas. Okay, that could be something that people talk about. Okay, they could be kind of concerned when it comes to what you joke about when it comes to your own life, okay, or your past. Yeah, something's like very deep, but you like chop it up to be hee hee ha ha, like, oh my god, that's so funny, and people are like, haha, wait, huh, that's so dark, like you might have a really dark sense of humor, okay, and people are kind of thrown off by it, okay. Let's see. People could talk about how you always have like a coffee in your hand, or like some type of energy drink, okay. Like you always have some booster, okay, like an upper or something, like specifically like a drink, that like an energy drink or something. You might drink a lot of those, okay. People also talk about your material possessions, okay. You might really like you like a lot of luxurious things, okay? You could have bought something very luxurious recently, and people are definitely talking about that. I'm also seeing like a diamond ring on somebody's hand, so maybe someone just proposed to you, okay? People might be talking about a proposal that's gonna happen for you, okay? Take it how it resonates. But I am seeing like a diamond ring, okay? Um, so, I mean, hopefully I'm not spoiling anything for you, but hey, someone might be, people talk about how someone wants to propose to you, okay? Ooh, okay, pal two. Anything else? Anything else? All right, people could talk about, when you leave the room, people talk about how you're complicated, but people are okay with it. Okay, does that make sense? You could have a lot going on in your own life, and people are like, I don't understand pal two all the time, but hey, we love them. We love them. Okay. You could also have a dry sense of humor. There we go with the humor thing again. The comedian, like you're very funny. You could have a very dark and dry sense of humor. Okay, I don't know, something about that. Um, Also, people talk about how it's hard for you to make plans with. Okay, so if people ever try to hit you up, I feel like you're always kind of busy. You're like, I can't today. I don't think you're lying to them. I just think it's, you have a busy life, okay? Or you're tired or something. You don't actually fully want to hang out. Um, Anything else for pal two? Also, people talk about something that you're moving on from, okay? Something that was kind of really causing you to drown in your emotions, okay? People talk about how something to do with your car again. Maybe your car was just upgraded or something about your car not working and now you can go places again or something like that. I don't know. Maybe you just took a trip on a cruise ship or something. People are talking about that, okay? I'm also seeing like Facebook posts in my head. So you could have like posted on Facebook something about your car, something about a trip you just took or you're going to take. People talk about that. Anything else? I'm hearing Gone with the Wind, okay? So I don't know what that means, but um, people could talk about how you're here one moment, you're here one day, and you're gone tomorrow, something like that. People talk about you travel a lot, you're always on the go. You're always on the go. People definitely say, "Oh my God, they're going here, they're going there. Where are they going next?" Okay, I feel like people are invested on, the trips you take. Okay, you could take the train sometimes, you could drive sometimes, you could go on cruises. You might have Sagittarius in your chart. I don't know. Okay, you don't have to, but let's go to pile three. Pile three is at 2305. All right. Hey, pile three. Let's see. What do people say about you, pile three? Should we use this? Okay. Pile number three. What do people say about you when you leave the room? People talk about how you are dealing with a lot at once right now. They talk about how you're juggling a lot of things, okay? You could be religious, okay, or you could be spiritual. People talk about how you are always talking to your spirit guides or, to God or whatever you believe in, okay? People could be talking about that. Maybe you believe in multiple things, okay? And people talk about, your religious beliefs for some reason. Also, pile number three, people talk about how, people talk about your relationships with money, love, and your success. Okay, so, that's interesting. Um, People talk about how even if you don't have a lot, quote unquote, you're still happy with who you are and where you are. Okay, like you're okay. I'm hearing minimalist. Okay, so you're okay with not having everything materialistically. Okay, I feel like you're happy with yourself. You're very, um, even if you're going through a lot, you try to balance things out as best as you can. You accept, what the flow is. Okay, even if it's kind of crazy. All right. Yeah, I feel like you are very smart. You're very wise. Okay. People talk about how you're very wise. You know, you've been through a lot, so I feel like that's also a reason, and a reason why you are very knowledgeable on how to live your life when you have less. Okay, when you're less fortunate, and be happy. Okay, yeah, you've overcome obstacles a lot in the past, and you still do. Okay, you always get back on your feet. People talk about how strong you are. People talk about how you've really put in the work to build your own self up and your success. Okay, people always talk about when you leave the room, pile three. People talk about your um, opportunities. Okay, people notice that maybe you have a lot of new opportunities in your life. Okay, or what seems to be a lot of new opportunities. Okay, they're like, oh, pile three's got a new job. Pile three's got, you know, a new offer of something, or I don't know, something about a new opportunity. You always have a lot of new opportunities. People could think that you're very lucky. Okay, but like I said, you could go through a lot and people don't really see what you go through behind the scenes. So to the outside, when you talk about your accomplishments, people, you know, they're like, oh, they're so lucky. They always have a new thing after, you know, I don't know, you always have something better coming to you. Okay, people could be kind of jealous of that, and they talk about it as if you didn't go through everything you went through. But then again, I'm getting you don't really talk about what you go through behind the scenes, so you'd rather stay positive. Okay, people could talk about how positive you are. um, let's see, yeah, you accept things for what they are. Okay, so you're very positive even if things aren't great in your life. Okay, yeah, you embrace your current state of being. Okay, you're like, it is what it is. I got to do what I got to do. And that's that. Keep it pushing. Okay. Also, people could talk about how you have kind of a very strong lover in your life. Okay. Whether that's current or past. Okay. Someone, it could definitely be someone from your past. People talk about your exes. Um, your exes. Okay. I was going to say your ex, but people could talk about your ex. Okay. And how very connected you are to this person. Could be a Virgo. Okay. Um, oh, my friend's live on TikTok. I might join that after. But yeah. So also, you guys could be on TikTok. Okay, you could make people talk about your social media, specifically TikTok. Okay, or you like to go live a lot. People talk about, oh my God, did you see Pile Three's live the other day? Okay, maybe you have a social media platform. Okay, maybe you have subscribers, maybe you have followers or something like that, and people talk about, you know, what you said on live, what you do on live, you know, I don't know, I feel like you have some sort of following, pile three. Okay, also pile three, people talk about how you are letting go of a lot of things in your life, okay, that no longer serve you. You might also be quite literally cleaning out your house. Okay, I don't know if you're moving or something. They could talk about how your house is a lot more empty right now, or you're just cleaning things up. Okay, they talk about, you know, how it looks differently in whatever space you stay in. Okay, and people talk about how you are very good at manifesting things. Okay, and they could also say that you're kind of psychic. Okay, so when you say things, people are like, oh my God, pile three said that. How did you know that? Or like you just know things, okay? You could be very intuitive and people talk about that. And I feel like sometimes it scares them because some of the people you hang around could be very religious and they're like, say you hang out with like people who only worship God or Christianity. Oh, and say you're spiritual, right? And or like you call yourself a psychic or something like that. The Christians or the Catholic people around you are just like, I wonder, they were right about that situation, you know. They did predict that. They did do this. This did happen. They're like questioning you, but more so your practices, okay, what you believe in, because they believe in their own, you know, Catholic beliefs or something like that. I don't know if that makes sense. Um, but you have Christian people actually thinking about your practices. Okay, they could be becoming interested, but they also feel kind of guilty for becoming interested in whatever faith or practice that you do. Okay, because it goes against their own beliefs. Okay, so people around you could have self-limiting beliefs, and But they understand. They're starting to understand where you're coming from when you talk about your personal practices, okay, or whatever you believe in, okay? Also, people talk about how you're very good at making decisions. So if, uh, say, like a group doesn't know what to do or where to go, they're gonna whisper, like, say while you're out of the room, and then once you come back in, they're gonna ask you, like, I'm seeing like the leader of a group, okay, and they're gonna ask you like, hey, pal three, should we do this or should we do this? We can't decide. And you're going to have like the right answer. It's going to be fun for everybody. You know, it's going to be the best option. Okay. So people definitely go to you for answers. Okay. Like clear, straight, cutthroat answers is what I'm getting. Okay. And almost done with pile three. But lastly, pile three, you bring a lot of happiness to people. Okay. And you are able to, I'm hearing speak life into people. Okay, people talk about your like pep talks or something. You're really good at giving advice and hyping people up to do better for themselves. Okay, so that's really good. Okay, um, that's it for you guys. Okay, please remember to like the video, share, and subscribe. Okay, if you're new here, comment, say hello. Okay, don't be shy. And if you want to look at other pick a card readings, I have my own special, playlist tab on my channel where all the pick a card readings I do are listed, okay? And then you can see the other playlists that are available for you guys. So check those out. Let me know, comment, like, subscribe, share if you have other people who are interested in something like this, okay? And let me know if I resonate with any of you guys, okay? You guys have a wonderful night. I'll see you guys later.